Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap, as usual, has got a good mixture of things. The first thing I'm going to do is the draw for the two bearing scrapers and the nice little one-right depth gauge. I'm going to do the draw myself because basically there's nobody else to do it. Debs is at work. Right, so we'll have a good porridge around in the bucket. There's one. Carl T. Osborne. Hope you can see that, Carl. It's up. You bugger. Right, all you've got to do, Carl, is send me your address and I'll post that. I'll post these off to you anywhere in the world, completely free of charge. I'm going to do another draw this week. I'm going to carry on doing them because people have started sending things in beyond simply for us to give away. It's a good way for me to say thank you for all the support I've had. Anyway, this week's giveaway is going to be a nice clock gauge, a real quality heavy one, made by, it's branded Comet, Charles Churchill, Birmingham, British manufacturer. Bob's had this one away, he's had it apart, he's cleaned it, lubricated it, calibrated it, it's ready to go. It really is a nice clock gauge. I've got a box full of clock gauges, not a box full, I've got quite a few clock gauges and only have I used two, so it's really pointless me keeping it when somebody else could make good use of it. So once again, if you want a chance at winning the clock gauge, all you have to do is send me an email. That's my email up there. An email with your name goes into the bucket. If your name's pulled out, I'll post it off to you anywhere in the world, completely free of charge. When Debs and I were in America earlier on this year at the Bash, we ended up going to Canada, Vancouver. We stopped with a lad there called Keith. And Keith actually run a couple of tugs, and what he did, he pushed the big logs up and down the river to the sawmills. Naturally, I had a doubt on the tug with Keith, and we ended up at the sawmill, and we had like a bit of a guided tour of the sawmill. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to put a clip on some of the highlights of what we saw. It was quite impressive. I've not actually seen trees as big as that. Some of the saws now were absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit of that on. I hope you enjoy it. I've got quite an interesting little job to do here for a friend's traction engine. What this is, it's the actual oil box on the eccentric that drives the water feed pump. What it should have, this is one of the valve eccentrics, it should have a brass cap like that that keeps the oil in. This one's missing, you can see the little spring clip there is broken and the whole hinge assembly's gone. I've got a bit of brass plate here and I did measure the width of that, so I know what width it is. So I'm going to make basically a hinged box out of this, or at least a lid with a hinge on. I've got some brass bar that I can use to make a hinge with. I know the width's 32mm, so I can cut that off, machine it to 32mm wide, silver solder the hinge on, and then make the other part of the hinge. Take it away, I'll give it home and he can actually mark it off on the job, cut it and file it to shape. So a little bit of handwork, a little bit of machining, and there'll be some silver soldering, which will be where this vise comes in really handy. I've got one parallel face. I could just put it in the vise and file it flat, but I've got a milling machine standing here doing nothing, so I might as well use it. Got a parallel there, sitting on a parallel. And I've cut it down to length. All I need to do now is square the end up. I simply use that to set it up square against, like that. Right, a piece of brass bar, solder on at the end and drill through for a pin. So what I'll do, I'll drill this out, solder onto there, and then cut the centre out, and then we'll make the other part with a piece to fit into there. I'm sure it'll become obvious as we start to do it. Right, that's a nice wobbly slack fit, which is just what I want. It was deep enough. I'll chamfer this end, cut it off, turn it round, chamfer the other end, and then we're ready to do some soldering, I think. Right, so this needs soldering onto the end of there like that. I'm going to use silver solder, that's the stuff there. This silver solder is high quality stuff. It actually came up from an ordnance factory. It actually went on the bottom of a shell case and it was used to solder the shell case together. Its melting point will not be that far short of brass, so I'll be really careful. With silver solder, like all soldering operations, things must be clean. Clean it and then clean it some more. Right, so we need some method of holding that to there, and then probably that, like that'll suffice. Do it that way, I'll actually get a better shot with the camera. This is actually refractory material. It's what I used to stand my crucibles on when I'm casting, so it'll stand heat no problem. It also stores the heat up, which is really what we want. A container there with borax flux in. The old fashioned borax flux, it still works, still does the job. Right, we'll get some heat into there so we can get it soldered together. actually melting and it's going straight onto the round piece, because the round piece is actually hotter than the plate. And there's a silver line all the way along. So actually down on here, we're doing it with slightly more heat, but I don't think that's going to go anywhere. And you don't want to put too much solder on it, because you just got to spend time filing it off, that's all. But that solder will run all the way through the joint, that'll be a really strong joint. Right, that's soldered quite nicely, nice smooth joint. You can see it's gone all the way through, at least at the two ends. Not in the centre, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to cut the centre out anyway. So that's basically the lid part done. Next we need the bottom part of the hinge. Right, I've got it set up nice and square in the middle, locked in the vise. All I'm going to do is machine the centre out. I'm not sure how much I'm going to machine out. I'm going to machine enough out until I think it looks about right. There's no hard and fast rules with this, it's kind of a one-off. Right, now I think that looks pretty good. Yep, settle for that. The flux ran straight in there. You can see how it's clean the material. Just about there, not quite at the temperature, but very, very nearly. That's run in lovely. Let that cool off, and then our hinge is nearly done. Our hinge. When I say our hinge, it means our hinge. Wa, I suppose, is the Geordie slang for our. Right, you can see the solder's gone all the way through on that joint, both sides. It's not going to give any problems at all. A little bit of file work and it should go together. Right, the hinges, that's the way it's going to go, like that. Just in case now we're knocking that, tapping that pin through there. Quite a tight fit in the centre. I'll just get a punch and knock it through a little bit further. A lovely set of punches one of the viewers sent in for us, and they have been really handy. Surprised how much I use them. Bastard. Oh. A little bit further. Just where 3 hands would be good. Right, that's it. Bit polish up there on the wire wheel and it's good to go. I'll let him drill the 2 holes in there, cut that to length, then once it's on you can mark round the front and file it to shape. There, that'll probably outlast me, that, hopefully. The wire wheel is ideal for polishing this sort of stuff, but you do need safety glasses on without a shadow of a doubt. You don't wear gloves. Takes all the rags off. It's a nice job of it. The next scene where I go to when the lad's there with his engine, I'll get the camera and get a shot of it. Actually fitted onto the traction engine. Very satisfying making parts like this because it's something that's going to be looked after. It's not going to be scrapped or cut up, it's going to be basically there forever.